Okay, it's 3:30 in the morning, and I was in the shower, and I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna like watch a movie after I get out of the shower. That was 2 hours ago, and I never watched the movie because I ended up watching my own YouTube videos. Anyways, I'm not supposed to be talking at this hour. Disrespectful, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna do like the whole, like my stats, extracurriculars, my ACT score, my AP scores, and like stuff like that. So basically, I am an out-of-state student. I'm from New York, and people say that out-of-state students are generally like smarter. It's like harder to get into UNC or whatever. I have literally no idea how I got into this school. Like, I feel like my stats just like maybe they like line up, I guess, but I just feel like I don't work hard enough, or I don't work as hard as other students, and I'm still at this school. Like, I don't get it, and it definitely backfired because this school is so hard for me right now. But whatever. So when I applied, my GPA was a 3.8231, which is like a 95.5. And then I graduated, I don't know if this matters, but I graduated high school with a 3.85. So that's like a 96.25. And you can find all this information in, oh my god, I have to burp, in my college decision reaction video. Like, don't watch the video, just look at the stats on the bottom, because that's when I actually had my transcript. So basically, once I graduated high school, my school like got rid of the emails, like being able to like do your transcript and stuff. So I'm basing all my info off of that, whatever I put in the description, but you can like check it out. Subscribe. As for my ACT, I took my ACT 3 times. So I took it, the first time I took it was September of my junior year. So the summer going into my junior year, I did like a prep thing. It was a one-on-one, but it was like, it really wasn't suited for ACT prep. So I don't think it really helped too much, but I got a 30 on that. And then I took it again at the end of my junior year. I didn't study for it, but I got a 31. I feel like I learned my junior year. It kind of just helped just going to school, you know? I was like almost okay with a 31. My cutoff was a 32. Like, as long as I got it at a 32, I wouldn't have taken it again. But I didn't get a 32, so I took it again. I took it again September of my senior year. So I did like intense prep going into my senior year, and I just had like, I did a bunch of like workbooks. I met up with 2 people, one for science and math, and then one for English and reading. So they would give me like practice tests. I think they gave me 2 practice tests to do each week, and then I, on my own, did like my own textbooks. So my favorite textbook was the one I got off Amazon. It was called, I don't know what it was called, but it was like 5 pounds of like ACT problems. And basically the reason I liked it so much was because of the paper they used. So you know how in like workbooks they use like this really like janky, like yellow, crusty, dusty paper, you know what I mean? This one, to make it 5 pounds, basically, they use like good like white thick paper, and I like loved it. So I just like did the entire book, and I think that really helped. So on that test I got a 33, and from like September junior year to September senior year, like my English improved 6 points, math 3, reading 3, and my science 2. So like I would say I improved quite a bit. I feel so bad for the people next to me, but like whatever, not whatever. I'm so sorry for the people next to me. So I think I got like a 9 on my writing all 3 times, like whatever. I wasn't really expecting anything. I honestly don't think it mattered. So I did not take the SAT. I took a practice and I got like 1100. So obviously it wasn't for me. But I did take the SAT to bio after I took AP bio in 10th grade. And I did this without knowing like anything about the SAT 2s. So I thought it was like the ACT where you should answer every question even if you don't know what I thought there was no penalty. I knew nothing about it. So I got a 680, which, I mean, it's not good. Like, you don't want to send that to colleges. So I didn't, and I ended up not taking any other SAT 2s, which meant I made sure to apply to colleges that didn't require it. So like my sister, she went to Georgetown, and she wanted me to apply to Georgetown, but I couldn't because I didn't take any SAT 2s. So I would say just take 2 SAT 2s. So let me tell you the APs I took. So I only took 6 APs, which is on the lower side. My school offers a lot of APs, but I did take advantage of it just because I'm dumb and I don't like working hard. like truthfully, like I'm not gonna lie here. So in 10th grade I took AP Bio and I got a 4 on that test, but I did have a tutor, which I would like fall asleep during tutoring, but it must have helped. Because next year I took AP US History, I took AP Comp, or people call it like Lang, and AP Calculus AB. I did terribly on A-Push and Comp. I got a 2 in A-Push, a 3 in Comp, and then I got a 4 in AB, which I was like okay with. And then my senior year I took AP Italian and AP Calc BC. So for Italian, oh I got a 2. I should not be smiling. And then in Calc I got a 3. Senioritis hit me hard, man. Like, okay, not like self-promo again or anything, but like seriously, just watch my videos. You'll see, like, I wasn't even in school like April and May. I was literally just like in different states, visiting schools, visiting my siblings. Like, I just wasn't in school. And there'd be like towards the end of my senior year, my math teacher would give like little tests every couple of days, and there was a time where I was out of the state for an entire lesson and I came back and took a test, but thank God it was a per test. I would have failed school if it wasn't for a per test. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this. I didn't do well on my AP test, but I did well like GPA wise my senior year. I feel like I'm talking really loudly, I'm so sorry, person next to me. I did do like well GPA wise because I'm not gonna lie, I did try my first semester senior year because I was like really freaked out by the fact that like colleges could rescind your like whatever their decisions. I honestly don't even know what the word rescind means, but I did try my senior, like my first semester senior year, and the second semester I was just like, this is dumb, like I hate school. So I didn't try. And now to, I feel like the important part of your application, like my grades matter, but they don't matter that much. I'm sorry, I'm holding this marker. Grades like kind of matter, but I feel like what really matters is your essay and what you do. Oh, and by the way, my school doesn't rank, or they don't, if they rank, they will tell you your rank. Okay, so how I got into this school, I think it was mainly music. I played the viola, and I was in a music school starting 7th grade, so that was 6 years. I did music school. I was like principal of my orchestra, the top orchestra. I did music camps where I was like in top orchestras. I won competitions. I went to All-State, I went to All-Eastern. I was treasurer. I only did one club in high school, and that was Tri-M, Music Honor Society, so it was just a music club, and I was treasurer of that my junior and my senior year. I sent basically any school that would accept a resume, I sent them my music resume, and I can like read off some of the things I put on my resume. I don't want to put it because I do have like some private info there, but I can like read you guys what is on my resume, and I would say it's like definitely not what people have done. It's like, you know, it's different. So yeah, I had my music school, and then I played at Carnegie Hall. I won an international competition, another one, and then I was a finalist in another competition, and then I did All-Eastern, like I said, and then I did, I was in a chamber group. I was like in multiple chamber groups. I would like play viola for homebound seniors. Yeah, that was all I did. That was on my resume. So that's my resume, and then I did get contacted by the orchestra conductor, and he was like, do you want to come down and play for us? Which was like part of the music scholarship. So this music scholarship, I think like 4 people were chosen or something like that to come to UNC full ride if they major in music. And I was like, I'm not about to fly down to North Carolina just to play viola for you. Like, I honestly, I didn't want to major in it. Like, I did it for so many years and I enjoyed it, but I don't think I could major in it. So I was just like, let me just like send in a video. And that's what I did, and I didn't get the scholarship, but I do think that helped with my application. I don't know how. I need water. I'm so scared of the person like right there, like on the other side. Like on the other side. Oh my god, I'm choking. On the other side of my wall can hear me. That's so awkward. So my activities, music. Okay, so the next activity I put was church. So I would say I'm like kind of involved in my church. I was on the worship team and I helped with like children's worship, so I did spend a lot of my time around kids. Next activity was music. Okay, activity 5 I put as the job I had. I worked as a tech support kind of assistant kind of thing over the summer at my high school. Set up new computers throughout school, installed and tested multiple computer programs, wired charging carts for new iPads and Chromebooks. That's all. Next activity was music, and the next was music. Next was music. Oh, I clearly only do music things. Like, that's just, I spent a lot of my time in high school doing it and stressing out over it. Like, it sucked. Okay, another thing I did was something called Father's Heart Ministries. It's like a soup kitchen, so you serve the homeless. I like to be the person serving them, not serving them the food, but I'd be the person around the table, like cleaning up, just making conversation with them. So I think I did it twice during like high school, so I didn't do it often. But once high school ended, I did it a lot over the summer. And then the last activity I put was, so my library, there's something called Book Buddies, where you read to like kids aged 3 to 5. You get assigned one kid, so you read to them for 30 minutes. So I did it for 3 years in high school. It only goes on for a couple months. I think like 2-3 months it goes on for, but I did that. So those like were all my extracurricular activities. As you can see, it was just a lot of music. Like, I spent so much time like stressing over music. Like, it was crazy. I don't think people like realize how much I stressed over it, especially when it came to May. So May was the worst time ever, because it was a time where I had juries, I had APs, I had NISMA, I had my final concerts for both like orchestra and Manus. Like, I was dying, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but like it sucked, and I had to like create recordings, and I was like constantly stressed out in May. Like, it was the worst time ever. I know this doesn't really matter, but like my senior year in May, I had my senior recital. So like, thank God I didn't have to deal with NISMA, but I had to deal with learning like 4 pieces on my own 5 days before my recital. Like, it sucked, and I would like, it was like the first time I like skipped school. Like, it was bad. So basically, people stresses me the heck out. Like, it kills me. And like, people like don't like complain about it all the time, but like, I don't really understand like emotional toll. Like, it was bad, which is why I didn't want to major in music. Like, I love playing an orchestra, which I'm doing in college now, but just like majoring in it, I think I would die. Anyways, last portion of the application is the essay. So I did have someone help me with essays. I did use her for my Common App and the first couple of schools I applied to. So UNC was the first school I applied to, just because I did early action, and it was the first deadline. It's October 15th. Like, it's super early. And not gonna lie, senior year, October 14th, I was crying. I was not satisfied with my essay. I didn't like how it didn't sound like me. But at that point, I couldn't do anything, because I'm just, okay, I can't write for my life. Like, I'm the worst writer I've ever met. I'm not gonna read you guys my Common App essay, just because I think it's, I don't love it. So I'll tell you like what I wrote for my supplemental questions for you. So I think they give you like a couple questions, but I chose, what do you hope will change about the place where you live? Well, that's one of them. And how I answered this, it was risky, I'm not gonna lie. So I kind of basically talked about how people in my school were dividing themselves into ethnic, socioeconomic, and cultural groups, and how I wish to change that. Definitely risky. I wouldn't exactly suggest it, but I was being honest. And the next one that I answered was, what is one thing that we don't know about you that you want for us to know? And I talked about my YouTube channel, and I talked about something called Redbubble. I think it started my sophomore year. I was like making designs and selling them on Redbubble. So a lot of people ask me if I started my YouTube channel for college, like specifically for college, and the answer is no, I didn't. I don't think I did anything specifically for college. You know what, I probably did. Probably did some viola stuff for college, but I don't know, college wasn't really on my mind whenever I did stuff. But yeah, that is how I got into UNC. It's good here, you know, it's hard. Not gonna lie, it's really hard for me. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can always just like DM me on Instagram, kind of. I check my DMs like once every 3 weeks. But yeah, good luck with your applications. Nothing else to say, subscribe, because I'm super thirsty. It is like 4 a.m. and I'm gonna go watch a movie now.